Namaste students, welcome to this session. Let us solve some problems on chi-square distribution which will be asked for 1 or 2 marks. First question. First question. For a chi-square variate with the 9 degrees of freedom, find mean and standard deviation. Mean and standard deviation. Now here we are dealing with the chi-square variate with the 9 degrees of freedom. In a chi-square distribution, the degrees of freedom is given by n, right? So here it is given in this problem, degrees of freedom is equal to n, which is equal to 9. What is asked? Mean and standard deviation we have to calculate. Mean of a chi-square distribution is n, which is equal to 9, and standard deviation is given by square root of 2n, which is equal to square root of 2 into 9, that is a square root of 18, which is equal to 4.2426. Just use the formula and find the mean and standard deviation when the degrees of freedom is given. Next, second problem. If the variance of a chi-square variate, if the variance of a chi-square variate is 14, what is its mean and mode? Here also what is given? Variance of a chi-square variate is 14. So in a chi-square distribution we know the formula for variance. Variance is equal to 2n and it is given, that is equal to 14. With the help of this information, find n. N is equal to 14 divided by 2, which is equal to 7. It is asked to find the mean and the mode. Therefore, mean equal to n equal to 7, and mode is also asked. Mode is equal to n minus 2 when n is greater than 2, 0 when n is less than or equal to 2, and in this problem n is equal to 7, which is greater than 2. Therefore, to find the mode we must use the formula n minus 2 for n is greater than 2, which is equal to n is 7, so 7 minus 2, which is equal to 5. So in this problem the value of mode is 5. Next, third problem. For a chi-square variate with the 10 degrees of freedom, with the 10 degrees of freedom, probability of 0 less than or equal to chi-square less than 9.34. 0 less than chi-square less than 9.34 is equal to 0.5. Find median and mode. Find median and mode. Median and mode. Now how to find this? What is given here? What is median of a chi-square distribution? Generally, median is nothing but a middlemost value in the arranged series. That is the basic definition of median. And we have seen median is a value which divides the whole distribution into two equal parts. In this concept, we are going to study probability distribution, and here mode is in a probability distribution, mode is the value once again which divides the whole probability distribution into two equal parts. And here we are going to represent probability distribution in terms of a probability curve by using the area under the curve. Look at this. This 0.5 represents the probability, and under normal distribution we have seen probability of a variate lies between two specific values is nothing but area under the curve. It is the general form of chi-square we are going to draw. Touch the left end of the curve to x-axis, it touches x-axis at 0, and the right extreme, right end of the curve, don't touch it to x-axis, because it touches the x-axis only at infinity, right? Then here mark the values, chi-square, the region we have to consider from 0 to 9.34. Here it is the x-axis, we are going to take the values of chi-square variate. The first value is 0 till what we have to consider 9.34, and here it is given probability of chi-square lies between these two values. That means get a perpendicular at 9.34, shade the region in between 0 and 9.34. It indicates the area under the chi-square curve between two specific values of chi-square 0 and 9.34, and the given information says this area is 0.5. And we know the total area under the chi-square curve is 1, feature says. Therefore, now the area of this unshaded region, that is also 0.5, right? 1 minus this area equal to this unshaded area. Now the curve says this position, this value, right? This position divides the whole probability curve into two equal parts. And hence we can say 9.34 is the median of this distribution, right? Therefore, here we can write median is equal to 9.34. So, in a chi-square distribution, just to see the value of chi-square which divides the whole distribution into two equal parts. Is it clear? Let us continue. One more question. The question is, in a chi-square distribution with the 2 degrees of freedom, what is the value of mode? Or the question is, what is the mode? What is the mode of a chi-square distribution with the 2 degrees of freedom? It is a 1 mark question. What is the answer? The mode is equal to 0. Because if n is less than or equal to 2, mode is 0. Next, let us study one more distribution, T distribution, or this itself is called as a student's T distribution. This T distribution, it is also derived from normal distribution. And this distribution is developed by a statistician W.S. Gossett. He introduced T distribution. So, one question may be asked like this, that is, name the distributions which are derived from normal distribution. For that, you can write either T distribution and one more chi-square distribution, right? Next, what is probability density function of a T distribution? T distribution is a continuous theoretical distribution, and the probability density function is given by f of t is equal to k into 1 by 1 plus t square by n whole power n plus 1 by 2, where minus infinity less than t less than infinity, n greater than 0. This is the probability density function. Here what is k? K is equal to 1 by root n into beta half comma n by 2. Now here k, as in chi-square distribution, in t distribution is also k is a positive constant depending on n. Here as n changes, the value of k also changes. So first define t distribution. A continuous probability distribution which has the following probability density function f of t equal to k into 1 by 1 plus t square by n whole power n plus 1 by 2, where minus infinity less than t less than infinity, n greater than 0 is called a t distribution with n degrees of freedom. Here t variate with n degrees of freedom can be written as t suffix n. Yes sir. Here what is the range of t variate or t distribution? T lies between minus infinity and infinity. Therefore, the range of t distribution is minus infinity and plus infinity. It takes all the values from minus infinity to infinity. And here n is the parameter of t distribution which indicate the degrees of freedom. What is degrees of freedom? It is same as a degrees of freedom in chi-square. Degrees of freedom is nothing but the number of independent variable components a distribution has. Right? The probability curve of a t distribution is along x-axis t variate will be taken. The range is from minus infinity to infinity, right? And the curve will be like this. It is the shape of t curve. It may be when n is equal to 3. N is equal to 5. This may be when n is equal to 12 and so on. Here always t curve is symmetric around about 0. Yes sir? The t curve is symmetric about 0 like a normal distribution. As n increases, the peakedness of the curve is also decreases, right? Basically, t distribution is a leptokurtic curve. As n becomes larger and larger, the peakedness decreases, right? So, for a very large n, it may be mesokurtic curve. Now, let us see the features of t distribution. First one, t distribution has a single parameter, namely n. It indicates the degrees of freedom. And the second feature is the range of t distribution is minus infinity to infinity, or we can write minus infinity less than t less than infinity. This is the range of t distribution. And similarly, here t curve is symmetric about 0. That is, it is a bell-shaped curve. We can write it is a bell-shaped curve. And since it is bell-shaped, we can write in a t distribution, mean equal to median equal to mode, which is equal to 0. That is, what is the mode of a t distribution? That is a 0. What is median? That is also 0. Mean is also 0. Since it is a symmetric about 0. And next feature, it is a leptokurtic. T curve is leptokurtic, that is the value of beta 2 is greater than 3. Right? Next one is the area under the T curve is also 1. Area under the T curve is 1. And T curve is asymptotic to x-axis. Asymptotic to x-axis. Is it asymptotic? Yes, because here we can observe the both ends of the T curve touches the x-axis only at minus infinity and plus infinity, and hence we can say T curve is asymptotic to x-axis. Similarly, as n tends to infinity, as the degrees of freedom becomes larger and larger, then this T distribution tends to standard normal distribution. We can observe that. Anyhow, this is a symmetric. Yes, but it is highly peaked. As n increases, the peakedness goes on decreasing, reaches to a value 3, beta 2 equal to 3. Right? And similarly, what is variance in a T distribution? Variance of a T distribution is given by n minus 2 for n is greater than 2. So, if the degrees of freedom n is greater than 2, then variance of the T distribution is given by the formula n by n minus 2. If n is equal to 4, substitute that is greater than 2. 4 is greater than 2. Therefore, substitute 4 here. 4 divided by 4 minus 2. That is a 4 by 2. 2 you will be getting. You can observe here always variance is greater than 1. In a T distribution, variance is always greater than 1. These are the features of T distribution. All those can be asked for 1 mark. Now the uses of T distribution. T distribution is used in testing of hypothesis. First use is, it is used to test whether the population has the given mean. There we are going to use a single population. If there are two populations and if we want to test whether the means of the two populations are equal when the populations are dependent. Right? And similarly, the third one is to test whether the means of the two populations are equal when the populations are independent. To test such cases, we are going to use a T distribution. Let us solve some problems on a T distribution. First one, if the parameter of a T distribution is 8, find mean and variance. Now what is given here? The parameter of a T distribution. What is parameter? That is n. So given n is equal to 8. What is mean? Mean equal to 0. Mean is not depending on the parameter. It is always 0 in a T distribution. Next, and what is variance? variance is equal to n by n minus 2 for n is greater than 2. Now here n is equal to 8, therefore it is greater than 2. We can use this formula 8 divided by 8 minus 2, that is 8 by 6. The answer is 1.33. Next problem. If n equal to 10 for a t distribution, find median and standard deviation. It is directly given n is equal to 10. Then median, in a t distribution median is 0. Once again it is not depending on the parameter. Next, standard deviation is equal to square root of n by n minus 2 for n is greater than 2. Now here n is equal to 10, that is greater than 2, so we can use this square root of 10 divided by 10 minus 2, which is equal to square root of 10 by 8, which is equal to 1.1180. Next, third problem. If n equal to 4 for a student t distribution, or if n is equal to 4 for t distribution, find mode and variance. The similar manner we can do. Here it is given n is equal to 4, mode equal to 0 anyhow. Next, variance is equal to n by n minus 2, n is equal to 4, 4 divided by 4 minus 2, that is 4 by 2, which is equal to 2, right? And similarly, it may be asked to write the probability density function of a t distribution, and what is the value of beta 1, what is the value of beta 2, and so on. And similarly, we may ask what is the area under the t curve, or whether t distribution is asymptotic to x-axis, and so on. So prepare yourself to write the answers for 1 mark question. Okay. Thank you, students.